Nick World, welcome to another episode of Delusional Nick Fan Network, where we bring you that Knicks content that you need. On today's episode, bring you the most anticipated episode for me. It's because we're talking about Cam Reddish and why I can't get Cam Reddish off my mind as far as why he's important to this team, why we need to utilize Cam, because Cam is that man. And I have 5 scenarios in the NBA world why it makes sense that all the above is for Cam. First is his size, right? Cam 6'8", but his size, his athleticism, his defense, his youth, and his ability to create. Cam is a problem. He's a problem as far as offensive wise, as far as creating. But we're gonna start with his size. Pause. So Cam 6'8", about 217 at this forward position, right? Let's go back to the last time we had a 6'8" forward. Now, by no means this is a comparison to Melo, but we had Melo, 6'8". But then before that, we had, either Danilo Gallinari or Wilson Chandler. So you always had a small forward, with 6'7" or 6'8", right? But then for a stretch for us lately, our forwards has been 6'6", 6'6", right? And we're going up against the league forward, which is kind of on average about 6'9", 6'8". That's not going to help us out on defense. That's not going to help us out on the offensive end as well, because you have smaller guards trying to score over smaller forwards trying to score over bigger forwards, and vice versa. Like it's not the way to go with that. But his defense, Cam plays defense. His length, his wingspan, I think is about 7 feet wingspan, which helps out on defense. He's quick. He's elusive. His steals instincts is up there. His help defense, it's up there, which why I question why Tibbs have him in a doghouse, or why Tibbs didn't originally want him here. Maybe because he's sold on other players and a tight rotation. But I don't understand it, to tell you the truth. I really don't. Back with Cam, we see, of course, the 6'8" height, the 217. His athleticism, being athletic, run the floor, play defense on multiple multiple possessions. His length, to block shots, to get steals, like to stretch the floor, especially how we play ice. Tibbs, ice. You're pretty much going to ice the pick and roll, where you need your bigger players with wingspan to sit there and shrink the court, and then being able to contest the shot while they're protecting the paint. I'm like, Tibbs, what's going on? Get this man on the court as far as that aspect. And even on the offense, yes, Cam needs the ball in his hands, but he can create. A big issue for me is the systems that he's been in and he's been playing in, and then the teams that he ultimately been on. You get drafted by the Hawks, right? You have Herder on the team. You have Bogdanovich on the team. You have Trae Young on the team. You have Hunter on the team, right? Trae Young, yes, he sets people up, but he's a dominant point guard to have the ball in his hands. Cam needs the ball in his hands. Hunter needs the ball not necessarily need the ball in his hands. He move around off ball, whatever, but he's also a 6'9" small forward. So it was a logjam in Atlanta. Even though he did get minutes in Atlanta early in his career, if we can kind of take a peep. Where we at right here? All right, as you can see, it's not good because you played 54 games your rookie year, 26 minutes. The 10 points, just fine for a rookie. You just get in the league, you run around with a duck, with no head. Pause. 3.7 9.6. I'm fine with the 38 as a rookie. Like you said, you're fresh in the league, trying to figure out things. Mind you, you got Trey Young that's in there, so he's pick and roll type of point guard with the ball in his hands that's setting up your entire offense. And then your coach, I believe, was Lloyd Pierce. I don't care for Lloyd Pierce. I don't have that like, oh, yo, Lloyd Pierce is a phenomenal coach. He came from an awesome coaching tree. I don't have that for Lloyd Pierce. Like I said, it all goes back to your development with your players and coaches. Then, of course, you're looking at his 3-point percentage and his field goal percentages. Wasn't that. But, of course, your free throws. Now, this how you can tell a person has a jump shot is by their free throws percentage. For me, like I said, I played high school ball. You played in, AAU tournaments and stuff like that. 90% free throw shooter. So you know the ratchet is crazy. I'll put up a video later on of, but my jump shot is good. And free throws. Free throws was always the key. That's how you know a person got it. And look, Cam has never shot less than 80% at the line. You know he got the shot. So for him, work on it, repetition, do what you got to do. I want to see a lot of catch and shoot with Cam. Because Cam game at its max potential. And guys, by no way do I say he is who I'm about to compare him to. But just look, 6'8" frame, 210 pounds. Okay? Both dookies. I'm a UConn guy, but they both dookies. All right? I'm not going to do comparison on stats or whatever the case is because as you can tell, as a rookie, he was getting 30 minutes per game and he was getting attempts. Okay? Like, it's the attempts. So the overall basis of it is he was getting the ball. Tatum gets the ball. And my argument is if Cam gets the ball, Cam will produce. Okay? Look at the offense Boston runs. They don't have a traditional point guard. Why? Because they put the ball in Brown and Tatum's hand and let them work. And then, of course, their coach came from a phenomenal coaching tree. Look at all the last couple of coaches that won championships and who tree they came from. I'll give you 3 seconds. Pop. Okay. Coach Pop. You are correct. Coach Pop got the best coaching trees. He probably about to have Becky Hammond win one and she in the WNBA. So that's a whole nother thing. I appreciate coaching in the NBA. So and that's my thing with Cam. Cam needs to be on a team where he can be a focal point. And he could go out and do his thing. 100%. Like with the Tatum comparison, right? Tatum, it's the wing, post, baseline, dribble, and threes. Tatum game is really 3-pointers, attack the paint, and free throws. Yes, he could hit you at the mid-range or a couple post-up stuff. But you look, it's side swiping threes for Tatum. But I don't want that game for Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish can be not better, but he can be on a similar playing field. Can he be a superstar? I don't think he can be a superstar. Can he be an all-star on a team? Yes. Is it on the Knicks? No. Cam will literally have to get to get traded to a lottery team that has no other players, the talent that Cam has, and let Cam go to work. Or someone give him an opportunity. I'm trying to give an example of a team. I can't say Sacramento. Sacramento just getting some players in there and stuff like that. But, maybe Harrison Barnes not there. You throw Cam and let Cam run the thing with Halliburton. But then again, you got a power forward over there. So actually, no, I think Halliburton got dipped. Yeah, I think he's somewhere else. Yeah, I ain't paying attention to Sacktown. But he can go to a team and dominate if he gets the ball, operate, do what he got to do. Coaching plays a big situation, and then we got Tibbs. And I think Tibbs will appreciate Cam with this season because you got him in the all season. You see Cam's working now. You see how valuable Cam could be. Just unfortunately, we have a log jam of players at each position. Point guard, your shooting guard, your small forwards, definitely power forwards, and even centers. And for me, Tibbs usually used to run an 8-man rotation. It has been 10 because of the fact of he's had to do it with the Knicks. So, and don't act like we were in hype when that trade went through and you got Cam Reddish. I know for me, I was sitting there looking at old Cam Reddish highlights and like, yo, bro, we got someone that can go left and right. You got a player that can create for himself. And it's funny, I was saying that, he can score on all 3 levels. I put that for one of my last videos with Klay Thompson. And, someone in the comments was like, oh, how could Klay score on all 3 levels? He can make a layup, right? Your game don't necessarily have to show that every time. Your system got you to sit there and shoot threes. Can he break people down? Of course he probably can. Do he do it? Probably not, because it's pointless. I can give you 60 without putting the ball on the floor. If I can do that every game, I'm going to do that. But yeah, that's just me. So yeah, with Cam, he's always been on a team that's stacked, and his opportunities wasn't there. As I can bring it up, look at this. Since college, stacked. With who? RJ, Trey Jones, Zion. Stacked, right? Let me see. Can I pull up Atlanta roster? Atlanta roster over here. You got Young, Reddish, Hunter, Gallo, Collins. Stacked. Right? Stacked. He never was in a situation Dolly. So what that's telling you, Cam just needs the opportunity. He just needs the opportunity. I'm gonna get a lot of people pissed off with this, and it's fine. It's the internet. It's my opinion. It's our show. It's not my show. It's our show. But my lineup: Brunson, Barrett, Reddish, Opie, Mitch, right? That would be my lineup. Obviously, hopefully we can. That's if a trade for Randall and stuff like that occurs, and then you bring, people going to hate the fact that I said bring what's the name off the bench, because everybody wants him to start this year, but I'll probably have him on the bench because that lineup gives you Boston 2.0. You cannot tell me that lineup is not Boston 2.0. Obviously, Tibbs will not be the coach. I can't even say if Johnny Bryant could be the coach because I haven't seen what Johnny Bryant's sets would be. What is his offensive mindset? What is his offense? What is his thing? I can't say that. And I can't throw out Mark Jackson, even though Mark Jackson is in development, players and stuff of that nature. I don't know what coach, honestly, could be for my Knicks. Let's go through a hiring phase. Let's see what. But with this youth lineup, maybe somebody under, a Tibbs. I'm not a Tibbs. A Coach Pop tree. That ball movement, that has that European mindset of ball movement, cuts, and things of that nature, and which create for others, which Boston did. And I'm speaking highly about Boston because we have those same type players. Mitch is their big. Julius could be Al Horford if he wants to, as far as a stretch, but I'm using Opie for that. You know, Cam could be Tatum. RJ could be Brown. This is just mind you, not comparing that. That's who I want them to be or whatever. But just the team style can be that style with ball movement. And then you got Jalen Brunson, who's pretty much in better than Marcus Smart, but you know defensively he's not. He's a bigger guard of that nature and that can shoot threes. But Jalen Brunson is better as far as an overall player. Um, and that's why I'm high on Cam, man. Cam could be something special. He just needs the opportunity. I just don't think that it'll happen with the Knicks. With all the above, you got Fournier still there. Um, or maybe Tibbs see the light in training camp and realize, like, whoa, we have something on our hands. You know, but it's something up with Tibbs because remember Tibbs did the same thing with Jimmy Butler. You know, he pushed Jimmy until Jimmy was up to his final year, and then he realized, okay, Jimmy is dope and was starting to get more minutes, and then of course, you know, Jimmy get paid. But going forward, Cam needs an opportunity, whether it's with the Knicks or not. He can be an all-star. He is that man, and he can get to his spots. Like you can tell, you can look at a player and say, "Yo, this man has game. This man can create." Another player to pretty much, when you look at it, have resemblance of their early stage is Devin Booker. Remember, Devin Booker came in the game. Devin Booker was coming off the bench at Kentucky, and got taken high with Phoenix because of the potential, and the fact that it's like, yo, this man could create. You could put him in sets and opportunities, and he's knocking it down. You know, Earl Watson said that in one of his interviews. He's like, yo, I'm giving this guy sets and positions and moves, and he's hitting them down and he's finishing. He was like, yo, we got to get this man. Cam is the same thing. Why you think Braun won him? And that's King James. So that should definitely tell you something. But definitely thank you for sticking by. I appreciate y'all. To the next episode.